We ready? Let's just go with 9. I'll get my minute in. He's late all the time. He's usually late. I know 3:45. I guess we're going to go.
Some development.
Here comes Mr. Costa. I'll have to check it out. It's for Mel.
You expect more people. There's other people after us.
Here we go.
No, I'm just used to running to meetings here. I guess not.
Looks like
Soon as
we got,
Mel gets up,
looks like
we'll
we've got a quorum.
Morning all, it being the appointed day and time, we're calling this meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission to order. I would ask anyone with cell phones or electronic equipment, like me, to please silence them. Okay, roll call of officers, please, when we're ready.
Good morning. Commissioner Uranga,
Here?
Commissioner Lear, Commissioner Garcia, Commissioner Fisher,
Here.
Commissioner Acosta,
Present.
Vice Chair Zerniak,
Here?
and Chair Zarges.
Here. Okay, and approval of changes to the agenda. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Okay. Can we get a second on the motion for the agenda?
Second.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Zerniak, second by Commissioner Fisher. Those in favor, signify by saying aye. We're not going to do a roll call on that.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Okay, approval of the minutes from October 23rd, 2025.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Zerniak. Second?
Seconded.
Second, Commissioner Fisher. We're rolling right along this morning. You guys are all right. Okay, we don't need to do a roll call on that. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, abstentions. Old business? Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. Case number SU 25-023.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning,
Please raise your right hand and state your name and address for the record.
Chardonnay Santisteban, 845 North Botal Boulevard, Las Cruces.
Do you affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth under penalty of law?
Yes.
Charlene, just a second. Mr. Chair, I'm going to disclose, Dick Anderson and I have sat on a couple boards together, and I don't think it'll have any effect on my vote.
Okay, thank you. If If we change, we have a quorum, so you could abstain on the vote.
He's not applying.
Okay?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, we have before you SUP 25023. The owner is Richard Anderson, and it's on 1895 Casablanca Lane. The zoning is D1L, low residential limited, and it's a special use permit for a 450 square foot accessory dwelling.
Charlene, put the mic down.
Put down, oh, you can't
Hard to hear
hear me?
you.
I forget I'm so short. And this is location map. This is in Rassap Hills area. And this is the land use aerial. The subject property is 2.98 acres and is zone D1L. The surrounding area is single-family residential. A single-family home was built in 1996 on the property. A storage building was built along with that, and the storage was converted into a 450 square foot accessory dwelling in 1997. The conversion to an accessory dwelling was not permitted and does not have a certificate of occupancy. It was identified, we found it when it was identified as a short-term rental with the passage of the lodger's tax ordinance by the BOCC on April 8th, 2025. And it's before you because we got opposition. This is a parcel close-up. This is a little casita right here. And this is the zoning map. On June 26, 2025, the applicant, Richard Anderson, submitted the SUP for the accessory dwelling. The applicant has been using the accessory dwelling as a short-term rental for 12 years and is seeking an SUP as required by the UDC. And this is the site plan, and the casita's right here. 13 letters of notification were mailed to the area properties on October 20th. Notice was posted in Las Cruces Sun News at October 19th, and signs were posted on the property in a timely manner, and 2 letters of opposition were received. And this is the casita. I put a disclaimer on here because I had to go onto the property to take the picture. The driveway is, you go up and then it goes down, so you can't see it from the road. And this is the area of notification. And this is the subject property. And this is the distance between one of the letters of opposition and the aerial photo that was in the packet showed this area. So I took a picture of this to show the closest home to the accessory dwelling. And this is the driveway. This one is going into where the casita is at, and this is the one that goes into the main home. So they have 2 separate driveways. And this is the adjacent neighbor to the northeast of the property. They're pretty far apart. They're not close together. It's large properties. And this is the one to the northwest. And this is Casablanca Lane. It's a dirt road with some crusher fine on it. This one's going up, and this one's going down to get out of Rassap Hills. And these are our plans and policies. Staff analysis, the traffic impacts are minimal with an additional 4 to 6 trips per day, if even that. The comprehensive plan is goal G 2.2, ensure regulations support the plan requirements. The property has a private domestic well for water and a septic system. Casablanca Lane is a private unpaved road. No public facilities or services are utilized for this SUP. There are no known environmentally sensitive areas in the vicinity. The impact on the neighborhood will be minimal. If the SUP is approved, the applicant will apply for the building permit and a certificate of occupancy. The property is outside of any incorporated municipal zoning authority and is within Doña County. Therefore, the Planning and Zoning Commission has jurisdiction to hear this case pursuant to 350-104 Administrative Authority. Public notices and requirements were met as prescribed. Decision criteria for the SUP is consistent with health, safety, and general welfare for the residents of the county. And table 5.1, accessory dwellings are allowed in D1L zone with an SUP. And I've gone over this. Staff recommendations based on the following findings of fact. Staff analysis and agency comments. Staff recommends conditional approval of case SU 25023 for an accessory dwelling, a building permit with the following conditions. A building permit and certificate of occupancy for the accessory dwelling, a triple fee for the building permit will be assessed. This concludes my presentation.
Can my wife represent me? I have trouble walking. No, that's not it. She's the architect anyway.
Where do you want me? Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Over
Can you
here,
please
Mary.
raise your right hand and state your name and address for the record?
Yeah, Marion Anderson, 1895 Casablanca Lane.
And do you affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth under penalty of law?
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, good morning. Well, I'll tell you, probably, we never knew there was an issue, I guess, because the house layout was designed by me and the casita because we knew that his mother would probably come and live with us. So rather than put her in a nursing home, she'd live in the casita. And it was built before the house because we were paying a lot for furniture that came from the East Coast and we were paying storage in town. So the casita was finished off rather quickly and electric and things like that were put on the blueprint to accommodate grandma's coming later. And we hired an architect to then take my drawings and convert them into architectural plans, which met at that time all the requirements of the city or whoever the architect applied to. So we thought we were all set. So, and for, I can say we've been there almost 28 years now. How long? Yeah, for 26 years, we had a complaint from never a neighbor about anything. And then we got some new neighbors from other places, and one of them complained about burning our brush that we trim every year. And it was close to our rock wall, far from their house. So they complained. They kept calling the fire department every time the yard guy would burn a fire. The fire department told them, it's closer to our house than theirs, and they had no reason to complain. So that stopped their calling the fire department. Now, I am glad to know that I guess it was not properly noted when it was built because it was a shed. But, we're not going to live there that much longer. We're getting too old to take care of it. So for resale, I'm happy to know that this casita is included in the total square footage of our house now, because I didn't realize it wasn't. So, yeah, do you have any questions? I have no comment. It's been a big pain in the butt because the wind kept blowing the signs off the road, off the casita. And, yeah, we just, want to get it rectified correctly.
Thank you. Questions of the applicant? Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you. Do we have anyone else here present who would like to comment on this? Come on forward.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning. You have to be sworn in.
Raise your right hand and state your name and address for the record.
Jennifer Geiger, 6290 Las Vistas Drive.
And do you affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth under penalty of law?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
My husband is unfortunately not able to join us today. We are the closest residents, neighbors to the Andersons. You saw our home.
Pull the mic up so you can speak into the mic so we can hear you better, okay?
Is that better?
I have that problem too.
You saw our home in the photos earlier. My first question is if you've read our letter of objection. Have you all read it?
Seen it, yes.
Is that affirmative for all 5 of you? You've all read it?
Please feel free to give us
Okay.
the highlights.
Okay, one, I want to call out the CCNRs, the protective covenants, conditions and restrictions associated with the land. When we bought the property, we bought our home specifically because it is in a low-density area, and they're single-family dwellings. We did come from a city that was high density and allowed rentals, and we specifically were looking for the opposite. Part of my concern is that the casita has been used as a rental for the last 12 years illegally. It affects our enjoyment of our land if it is approved by the commission as a permanent additional dwelling unit. My husband reminded me that we can hear the TV of the ADU, the additional dwelling unit, if we're outside. Additionally, our CCNR state that any attached quarters or separate quarters should be attached, and that they should be for members of the immediate family only, and that renting attached quarters is prohibited. So my concern is, one, that this was not permitted in the first place, and I would be concerned if the county approved the permitting at this point. I think that sets a precedent for any other residents in the county who are seeking to build, that it's okay to build without a permit and that you can just get one later. Additionally, I have my greatest concern with setting a precedent in the future for future owners when the Andersons do sell, and this is approved as an additional dwelling unit that has historically been rented as a business, that we, my husband and I, who are going to continue living there, will be affected by potential rentals, even if that's, in your opinion, considered not approved. What's to prevent future owners from renting and starting a business on their own? It was also stated earlier that the houses are pretty far apart, and that is true. All of us have multiple acreage, multiple acres. The casita at the Andersons is 100 feet from our home. So we are most affected, and in my opinion, considering the distance between the rest of the houses, that is quite close to us. So I would appeal to the commission to please consider our future as homeowners in this neighborhood and the impact that approving this as a permitted casita, what that impact will be to us, knowing what you know about the history of this unit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I ask, how long ago did you move to the property?
It's been, I think, 3 years.
And at that time, it was already occupied, the casita was occupied?
We didn't know. I don't know if it was. Apparently, based on the Anderson statement, yes. And thankfully, when people do stay there, when they have guests, it has been quiet. My concern is that if it is officially approved, that, with a kitchen, a full separate living setup, that it'll be used more openly by future owners as a dwelling. And that will impact us.
But did the occupancy change to bring your attention to it, the noise level, et cetera?
No, thankfully. And I think that by having an unpermitted unit, potentially that's been the benefit.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please raise your right hand, state your name and address for the record.
Patricia Teller.
And do you affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth under penalty of law?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
I too, good morning. I too sent my husband and I sent a letter in opposition, and I'll summarize it for you just in a couple of sentences. So we did not receive a letter of notice. Jenna and Grant told us about the situation. And why it's important to us is people would not know that the area that we live is isolated. Okay, and so it's approximately 20. I'm sorry.
Okay, ma'am, you'll get a chance in a moment, okay? Right now, we're going to hear from this person.
It's an isolated area with approximately 24 high-end homes, each on large lots. And it's accessed by one private road. It's a dirt road, but it's a private road. It's not maintained by the county. And it provides the only way of getting into the area and out of the area. So it's very unusual in that sense. And this particular property and the rental is part of that area that I'm talking about. We all have septics, we all have private wells. And as a result of all of that, the area is pretty quiet and safe in general. So and here's a summary of other things. So I just wanted to give you the overall picture, because this isn't affecting one neighbor of the property owners that asked for the permit. It's affecting a 24-home area that is isolated. And people built there with the inconvenience of septics and private wells because they wanted a rural atmosphere. Okay, so but then in addition, according to the rules and regulations of the associated subdivision, the structure in question should not even exist. And I think that's pretty obvious from what was said already. The structure has provided income to the owner without the owner abiding by the rules and regulations of the county. It's not clear that the owner has a business license and has paid taxes for the last 12 years on that rental property. Now, we did not even know it was being rented for 12 years. We thought it was their guests who were staying there, their relatives, whatever, which is not even allowed by the subdivision rules, because there should not be a separate, you can have people in a fixed unit, but not in a separate unit. So that's why the regulations for the subdivision are not being followed. But then in addition, people have rented it, obviously giving the owners income, and for 12 years, the county hasn't gotten anything, I don't think, from that business. So issuing the permit also would set precedents, encouraging other landowners in the area, this area with the 24 homes, to rent spaces on their properties. Okay, that would severely alter the nature of the community and raise concerns about security, privacy, and noise. And we have never had a robbery, but we have had one in the recent past. Also, a privately maintained road would serve a business at the cost of the landowners. And even though the owners may profit from it while selling their property, it will lower the value of the properties in this area. And we've all put a lot of money, time, and maintenance into our homes. If the commission approves this, finally, it would be rewarding bad behavior. In fact, there's a legal defense rooted in equity called unclean hands that bars a party from receiving judicial relief if they have engaged in inequitable conduct, fraud, or bad faith. The doctrine emphasizes that a court of conscience will not assist a wrongdoer seeing fairness for themselves. And that summarizes pretty well why we oppose the permit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Questions?
Wait. May I ask how long you've been on the property? 30 years. 30 years? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Anyone else needs to speak on this case? Ma'am, you wanted to rebut a couple of those arguments. No, go ahead.
I just want to say that letters were sent. A question, who sent the letters out regarding this, and who did you decide to send the letters to?
Could we,
Community
can we,
Development Department.
yeah, I was just say, could you bring up the area again on the?
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, the Community Development Department sends out the letters, and we go 300 feet from the property outwards, and that's where we get the buffer to send those letters to.
And question, how many neighbors did you send, letters did you send out?
It's 13. The list is here.
And these were people that you picked because their property line was adjacent to ours?
Right, right.
Okay, and the reason I raised my hand was because the last person who spoke lives a half a mile up the road from us, has no relationship to our property line. The complaint would be about traffic on the dirt road. Well, there probably is. Typically, our place is not rented much in the summer unless it's grandkids. And they visit. So I can't restrict family members from not driving because our daughter, our son, our two sons, everybody is in northern New Mexico. So they come to visit us, they drive on the road. About 4 months out of the year, we may have somebody who rents, and I can say every one of them has been a snowbird. Older people, retired from Minnesota, New York, no troublemakers, nobody causing noise. If someone hears a TV outside, we have a TV on our patio very well as ours. And I don't think that a comment from somebody who lives a half a mile up the road from us is worthy of being considered as far as the reason that this was all brought forward had nothing to do with the road. And so I think the comments were uncalled for. That's it.
Thank you. Any, sir?
Dick, wait, wait.
Good morning. Please raise your right hand, state your name and address for the record.
Richard Anderson.
And do you affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth under penalty of law?
I do.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to make one comment. Over the years, me and a bunch of other neighbors have tried to improve that road by having the county come in, do a study, and do whatever they do to fix it. The last neighbor that objected to everything. So we formed a informal, well, he wouldn't even, they would not even comply with a homeowners association. So we have a guy that out of his goodness of his heart, paves the road. And when he needs money, he sends out $150, $100 to you. To my knowledge, the neighbors that objected last contributed maybe once, maybe twice. They refuse to contribute any other, because they say, we were not maintaining the road the way that it should be. That was their big excuse. That neighbor has been a pain in the rump since day one. Okay, he is against everything. With that, I'm going to sit down.
Thank you.
Good morning. Please raise your right hand, state your name and address for the record.
Excuse me?
Please raise your right hand and state your name and address for the record.
Good morning.
Sir.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Joe Teller, 2010 Cresta Court.
Do you affirm the testimony you're about to give today is the truth under penalty of law?
Excuse me, my hearing aid is broke.
Yep. I
Yeah, I'll
understand.
tell the truth.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, in respect to the paving of the road, for years, I'm the one who took care of it. Then we had a committee that, we did all right, but not perfect. Unfortunately, then the responsibility of the road went to one neighbor. And he pushed to have it paved. I went down to the road commissioner, who I had a good rapport with, and, you know, I was the flood commissioner, and I went through the whole neighborhood, and I presented them with the facts about how expensive it was going to be. But he kept pushing. I got excuse me, I got the right percentage of no's. And then they called a meeting, which shouldn't have been called. But Decker, I don't know if he's still there, the superintendent of roads. So they had the meeting and then wasted a lot of people's time. They had to have flood commissioner come down. They had to have the road commissioner. And all said and done, it was $860,000 for the road. It was $140,000 from the flood commissioner, which, because we got a lot of arroyos and hills. So with the number of people who were there, it would have come out to $56,500 per, if it was divided equally among all the neighbors. But that was yet to be decided. That was an option that the county has. And that's why the road never got paved. And the reason that, well, that is the reason. Who, you know, it's, I think they offered an $8,000 a loan, or percentage, if you wanted to, you know, if you didn't have the money. And obviously, a lot of folks didn't have the money. So it wasn't a personal vendetta. It was a monetary decision. And that's basically it. Any questions?
Is this a private, isn't this a private road? Is it a private road? It is a private
We have
road.
no service at all.
Okay,
We don't have water. We have wells. We don't have sewers. We have septic.
So maintenance has to be determined by the people that live on the road,
Sure.
not by the county.
Well, they were going to do the work. And they were going to put on 25% for managing the job.
The county.
They would bring in the contractors, and they would
They,
provide,
who's they?
excuse me,
Who is they?
the county. Like the flood commissioner, he would come up and, determine holding ponds, how to address the swales along the road, pitches, things like this.
Not as long as it's not a county road.
Well, I
That's the
mean,
problem.
those are the ones who were at that meeting. And, and I spoke with, I got the linear footage cost for, paved road. They call it a SAD, Special Assessment District.
I'm familiar.
It was sad. Anybody else have a question?
Anything else? Okay, thank you, sir.
All right.
Ma'am?
Just a brief clarification. Okay, I'm the pain in the butt. But the clarification is that our being there 30 years and much of what I was saying has to do, we're behind. We're actually far west as you can get, not far west, but we're in a group of houses, like 8 houses that are west of this property. But it's precedence that I'm concerned about. There's a lot of people up there who could, if they wanted to, when they're going to sell their homes, because that, of course, would be the perfect time, because they wouldn't have to be bothered with a casita or a rental property that on their property. But it's precedence that we're concerned about, is that, there just will be an open door in an area that's very isolated.
So
And
you-
also that anything that we do in our area to improve it is benefiting a business. And I don't favor that.
So you and all these people use the same road, is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we have to use this. There's a main road called Las Vistas, and then there is just 2 actually. Well, sort of 3 roads that go off of it, but they all dead end. So we all come up the same road.
Okay.
And then there's junctions off of that, like the road in front of us. That's not maintained by the neighborhood. We have to maintain that ourselves.
Thank you. Any more comments on this case? Motion? Any other comments from the commission?
I have a question for staff. If you have a rental property, do you have to have a business license?
Yes, you do.
Do the
For a
Andersons,
short-term rental, they do have to have a
do
business.
the Andersons have a business license?
No, they don't, because it was not, the short-term rental was not discovered until we went and investigated for the lodger's tax. And that's how we found it, with contacting the short-term rental businesses. And that's how we got the list to send letters out. So it was not in our radar or anything. It was just, it was caught because they used the short-term rental company to manage that short-term rental.
But it sounds like it's being used as an Airbnb, is that correct?
Yes, it's being used as an Airbnb. The original intent was for the mother to stay there. And then afterwards, it was converted, I believe. You'll have to ask the applicant, to the short-term rental. And I don't know when that short-term rental was put online. I don't know that.
Is it a requirement that a casita be attached to the other dwelling?
It is, no, it's within the courtyard. There's a fence, a rock wall fence around it. So it's in with that courtyard. It's not attached.
But it doesn't have to be attached?
No, it does not.
Mr. Chair, just to verify, I know they mentioned that the CCNRs require that, but just to verify that we do not enforce CCNRs, is that correct?
That's correct. My comment on this was going to be the conflict between the UDC and the CCRs.
Okay.
Something that we need to work on.
Just so everybody's aware that we do not enforce CCNRs.
That's
Yes,
correct.
it's a civil matter between the neighbors.
It is a civil matter. Okay.
We're not required to follow them.
That's right.
That's right. Anything else?
Mr. Chair, I just have a question. On the agency comments, the fire marshal, do you think that maybe that road is adequate in case we have an emergency in that area, a dirt road?
You want the fire marshal?
Yes.
Say it again, Mel.
Oh,
Say it again.
Say it again.
well, on,
Good morning. Please raise your right hand, state your name and address for the record.
Arturo Herrera,
Do you affirm the test,
no, Multi Boulevard.
do you affirm the testimony you're about to give is truth under penalty of law?
Yes.
Thank you.
Commissioners,
good morning.
Chair.
On the agency comments, the accessory dwelling and should provide for emergency response. Do you see any issues with a dirt road or turning around or?
So they would have to follow the fire code requirements, which is a 20-foot wide road that will be able to withhold a 75,000-pound fire apparatus. If the road does exceed 150 feet from the main access point, they will have to have a turnaround for trucks to get turned around.
Okay. But that's okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Any more questions?
Oh, all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, just a moment, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, come on up.
I'm just addressing something that the fireman probably doesn't know. When we put the road in, that is the long spur off of the main road, which it's our maintenance. And the requirement by the fire department, before we paid for the road and the Arroyo crossing was at the end of it, we had to provide a turnaround, which is large enough for a fire truck to come up Casablanca Lane and then go to the end and go around. There's a big island that is there of rock and stone, so they can make the loop, the turnaround to go back out. And we complied with that. It's expensive, but that's what we had to do to get Casablanca Lane approved. None of the other spurs that have been talked about have provided this turnaround or roundabout for access. If you go up this way or that way, it's a dead end, you've got to back up or turn in someone's drive. So ours is fire department complied with.
Is it on your property, the turnaround?
It's about, I want to say 500 feet past,
Excuse me.
maybe.
Charlene, can you bring up the air photo that shows the area?
This thing isn't working
Yeah.
right.
I would just add, somebody else we split up the property, 10 acres. and
Here's the
somebody
road.
else built at the end where
Back it
the
up.
turnaround is.
Back up?
Yeah. One more. Where did it go? No, no, that's it, that's it.
Back up.
This isn't working right, that's why I'm
Okay,
having trouble.
stop right, you
Oh.
passed it again.
Okay. Huh?
Slide
This-
5.
Okay,
Yeah, just get onto the road picture. Stop now.
okay.
All right, so, I'm looking, I'm just trying to,
Here's the turnaround.
can I point?
Right here. Here's the,
Okay, you see
let me
what,
go on the other side of you.
yeah,
You see here, this is your property right here. So the road comes in,
well, go to our house.
it's right here.
Okay, and
It goes around.
it's right there, stop, you passed it. The white is our house, that white to the left at 11 o'clock,
Okay.
that's our house. You come out to drive, go to, stop, right there.
Okay.
It ends, see that dot ends in that big circle?
Yeah.
That's the turnaround.
Okay.
So you can come back down around to the main road with a fire truck and go out. And that is the only spur that has the turnaround.
And, Mr. Chair, and the reason why I asked that is because we're entrusted with the safety and general welfare of the public, okay?
Sure, I understand, and we were happy to comply. We could need that fire truck as much as somebody else would. So that just made common sense that we provide that kind of circle when we put the road in.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Mr. Chair, I have a question for staff. So if the permit is, the special use permit is denied, will they still be able to use that dwelling as just part of the residence to, for their kids to come and?
Yes, they can use it for that.
They-
They cannot use it as a short-term rental, but they
Short-term
can
rental.
use it for family members or
Okay,
friends. Yeah.
understood. Thank you.
And, Mr. Chair, and the next question for Sean, what are the triple fees regarding that?
Good morning. Please raise your right hand, state your name and address for the record.
Sean Vick, 845 North Motel Boulevard.
And do you affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth under penalty of law?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Chair,
Morning.
Commissioners. Yes, sir.
What are the triple fees?
It'd be based on the permit, the cost of the building. So if it's 75,000, it might be 400 and something dollars for the building permit fee. I'm just guessing, and then there would be a triple fee based on that. So it's just going to be based on the cost of the casita to get it permitted and get it legal. Once they permit the casita, we'll have plumbing, mechanical, electrical trades pull permits. We'll meet the inspectors out there on site. We'll do a site visit at one time so that we can figure out if there's any violations or what needs to be corrected to make sure that the structure is legal conforming and meets the intent of the code.
The reason why I asked that too is because I don't want to create an economic hardship for the plaintiff.
Understood, sir. And typically in this situation, we try to be as least invasive as possible. You know, they may have to cut a hole in the wall so we could look at the insulation value. We may have to open up an electrical box or have an electrician out there to open up so we can make sure that the wire is the correct gauge. Insulation in the ceiling. Windows do meet the egress requirements. So there's some things we have to look for. But again, we don't tell them tear everything down and start to look. We do the best we can. Sometimes we may require a structural analysis from an engineer or architect stating that the building would meet the intent of the code at the time, and then we're looking at minimal things.
Okay, thank you.
And
Yes,
then,
sir.
Sean, are there additional requirements if they decide to do the Airbnb? What additional things do they have to do with that?
No, ma'am, there wouldn't be an additional requirements. It would still be considered an R3, a residential structure. It's just accessory to the main dwelling. So we would still look for smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, just like we normally would in that structure. Some of the Airbnb laws in different states are different. They require fire extinguishers, which you should have in your home anyways, in that aspect. But it's still a residential construction. Yes, ma'am.
Other questions, comments? Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Chair, Commissioners.
Okay, Janine?
Mr. Chair, just a slight clarification here regarding Commissioner Uranga's question on whether or not they could use it as a casita if they didn't get approval of the special use permit. And to clarify, they do need a special use permit for an accessory dwelling in the D1L zone. Regardless if it's for rental, family members, or whatever, a special use permit is required.
Thank
in
you.
the D1L.
One more comment? One more comment, and then we're going to call the question.
Yeah, I was just asking my husband if he had the original architectural blueprints, because on those blueprints, the casita is shown along with the house. The interior of the casita is shown, shows all the electric plugs, the wiring, the drainage, everything, which was all approved by, when an architect turns in a plan to the city, who approves it? I don't know. Who approved our architectural plans 30 years ago?
Sean,
Sean would.
So it was all approved 30 years ago by the architect that drew it, complied, and at that point, the casita was also part of the whole package. There was never an issue, never a complaint, and it was never our intent to rent it at that time either. It was for family members, which for 14 years was exclusive family. So, I mean, I welcome anybody to come and look. It has. Dick just changed a smoke detector in the entry. It is as compliable as our own home. That architect designed it, the city inspectors inspected everything, and everything was found to be in good condition. And I remember the electrician being very specific about his electrical work on the casita. I just simply had a question and about putting a pole light outside. He said, well, that's not on the plan. You'd have to re-request for that. So you're welcome to come and look. And I hope it doesn't cost a fortune. And actually, before this whole process started, we had already decided that we were not going to rent it once these people from Minnesota left, because we decided we needed someone to help us with the property, cleaning, the maintenance of everything. And we planned to have somebody come in and be a caretaker, and we would let them live there free, but they had to take care of our property for us. Dick can't do it anymore. I can't do the heavy housework. So that is the intent. It won't be rented again. We had already went through that, the two of us. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Chair, Commissioners. I can go back and look in the archives. 30 years ago, we would have permitted the building, Doña County. And at that time, the building official at the time might have just permitted the house and the casita at the same time without a separate permit for the casita. Or if it was a shed and then it was converted, I would have to go back and do some research on that. So I can go back through our old system, look at what we have, pull up archives for the address, and at that time, if it was permitted together at the time, then we could look at it as legal conforming, see if there were inspections at that time and move forward. So I'd have to do a little bit more research, again, going through the archives and everything else in the old system.
so Sean, if it was permitted with the house,
Yes, sir.
it would be legally conforming.
That is correct, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? And this process, the special use permit would, I guess, would it still be necessary? It would be.
Yes,
But the building permit would not be.
right,
Okay.
nor the triple fee.
Nor the
Nor the
triple fee.
triple fee.
And I would research all that before I went out there.
Okay. So, Mr. Chair, Sean, don't go away, okay? In lieu of that, my suggestion is that we table this until we have this information, because we can't provide a proper motion without that information.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move that we table this case for the time being. or to a date certain, right?
December 11th.
December 11th.
I second it.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Zerniak, second by Commissioner Ranga to table this case until December 11th. December 11th,
At 9 a.m. here
9
in the-
a.m., December 11th here. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
No, I don't think I'm going to have a lot of discussion on this motion. I think we've had enough discussion on this case. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? We're tabling this till December 11th. Thank
I'll
you,
have all the
Sean.
information for you guys at that time, sir.
And you'll have the information for us then. Okay, moving on. Case number SU 25-042. Good morning again, Charlene.
We'll have to ask later. I know, it's-
Okay, we have our next case. It's a special use permit 25042. It's presented by Brian and Brittany Johnston, 4397 North Highway 28. It's in San Pablo area, D1 low-density residential, and it's for a 984 square foot accessory dwelling. This is the location map. The aerial. The subject property is 0.63 acres and is zoned D1. The surrounding area is single-family residential. The single-family home was built in 1971 and is located on the property. The applicant has a building permit for a garage, a 960 square foot garage, and a pending permit for an accessory dwelling of 984 square feet. The plumbing and founding slab for the accessory dwelling was installed prior to this hearing. And this is the property. This mobile home is no longer there. So this is the home. They have the garage is built back here, and this is where the accessory dwelling is going to be. And this is the zoning map. On August 28th, 2025, the applicant, Brian Johnson, submitted an SUP request for an accessory dwelling. The applicant is proposing to use the accessory dwelling as a home for family. And this is the site plan, and you can see this is where the accessory dwelling is at. 22 letters of notification were mailed to the area properties on October 20th. The notice was posted in Las Cruces Sun News October 19th. Signs were posted on the property in a timely manner. And we got opposition to the special use permit. That's why we are here hearing this case. This is the notification signs. This is on the front. I couldn't get, it's right here on the window. I didn't get on the property to take the picture. And this is the area of notification. And of course, this is the front of the property, and you can see the slab back here. This is the side. This is on the south side of the property, and this is the north side of the property. There's the garage, and here's the slab for the accessory dwelling. And these are the neighboring adjacent properties. And that's across the street. There's a con orchard. And this is Highway 28. And this is Santa Cruz Road. And we had opposition. The gentleman that brought the letter in was opposed for them using Santa Cruz Road, and that's why I had that picture in there. They are not accessing the properties through Santa Cruz. They are accessing it directly from Highway 28. The traffic impacts are minimal, an additional 4 to 6 vehicle trips per day. Its comprehensive plan is goal G 2.2, ensure regulations support the plan requirements. The property has a private domestic well, and the wastewater service is by San Pablo Water and Sewer. Highway 28 is a state road. No public facilities and services are utilized for this SUP. There are no known environmentally insensitive areas. The impact to the neighborhood will be minimal. The decision criteria of this SUP, if approved, the applicant will complete the pending building permit and inspections. The property is outside of any incorporated municipal zoning authority and is within the Doña County. Therefore, the Planning and Zoning Commission has jurisdiction to hear this case. Administrative and authority duties is in the UDC 350-104. Public notices were met. Decision criteria was met, and the zoning district is an accessory dwelling is allowed in a D1 zone with an SUP. The property is 0.63 acres. The surrounding area is residential. And the zoning administrator and Planning and Zoning Commission and the board may apply conditions to the special use permit. Based on the findings of fact, staff analysis, and agency comments, the staff recommends conditional approval of the case, and the condition is a triple fee for the plumbing, rough-in, and foundation will be assessed. And this concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Questions of staff? Commissioner Zerniak?
So did I read correctly that the garage is new?
Yes.
Do we know if that's permitted?
Yes.
It is.
Yes, it is. They submitted the plans for both of them together, but since they need the special use permit for the accessory dwelling, it was put on hold for the accessory dwelling. They went ahead and went with the garage.
And that was permitted by the county?
Yes.
Okay, second question. They access 28 directly?
Yes.
Do they have a driveway permit?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Questions? Comments? Okay, can we hear from the applicant, please?
Good morning. Please raise your right hand and state your name and address for the record.
Brian Johnston, 1862 Sentinel Arc.
And do you affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth under penalty of law?
I do.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chair, Commissioners. Excellent job. I don't know that I have much more to add other than I did pour the slab. Spoke to Sean a few times. County's been really helpful in everything. This is kind of one of, it was difficult getting started. We were trying to do everything on the up and up with the permitting of the new garage. We had to tear down the old garage. I didn't know that I needed a permit to tear down an old, it was just falling down. So we're trying to better the property. And really that's what we're trying to do. Again, great job. I don't know that I have much more to add. Thank you guys for the opportunity to, hear me this morning.
Questions of the applicant?
Well, just as a comment, we haven't issued warnings on breathing either for a permit. Just a little pun, But there's a lot of things that we need to do. Sean.
I'm not trying to Airbnb it.
No, it's okay. Sean, on the plumbing.
So the plumbing, I'll give you the quick backstory, that way to save Sean the time as well.
Did you do the plumbing yourself or?
No. So initially when we applied for the permit, we applied for one permit for the garage and for the casita at the same time.
Right.
It was, I don't remember, it just went back and forth until we realized that we needed a special use permit for the casita, but the project had already started, if you will. So when Speedy's Plumbing came out, they did the plumbing for both the garage and for the casita. That was approved. On the garage side, I think we messed up and had the plumber look at the casita as well. I think we all got, don't do that again type of thing. Called Sean, I apologized. I'm you don't know what you don't know. And so we stopped everything and here we are today. This wasn't any one person's fault other than mine. This is completely me jumping the gun. It has cost me extra money to wait because the project had already started. And I just didn't know that I needed a special use permit whenever I was permitting the property.
Well, he answered the question, Sean, but anyway. And we also use Speedy Plumbing ourselves, so.
You're already sworn in, John.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners. So,
You have to be sworn in.
No, he's been sworn in already.
different case.
Yeah. Oh, no, okay, yeah.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Sean Vick, 845 North Motel Boulevard.
And do you affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth under penalty of law?
Yes, ma'am.
That's why I'm here.
I thought I had to be sworn in again, but that's
Sorry,
okay,
Sean.
I don't mind. So, Commissioner Chair. Yes, this one, Mr. Johnson has been in contact with myself, inspectors as well. Little mix-up on the SUP portion of one. What did happen, we had both permits for the garage and the casita. The casita was on hold. The plumber reached out to my inspector and said, can you come do the inspection? It was on schedule. The plumbing company didn't realize, we rejected their application for the plumbing permit because the casita had not been approved. My inspector went out there, they called him, he didn't check, I've already dealt with that on my side, making sure that we verify everything. He did approve the plumbing. The foundation was not approved and on hold. I did speak to Mr. Johnson, and so, and again, he's been very forthcoming, very upright, trying to do everything correctly. The garage was permitted, inspected for the foundation. We're just at this point trying to get the casita and the SUP to go through.
So here's my question.
Yes, sir.
I understand that legally he's responsible for the SUP,
Yes, sir.
but because of the confusion, should we be holding him responsible for the triple fee?
In my opinion, no, sir. But that was my recommendation at the time. He did come in and submit for both permits at the same time, and they were taken in. I don't know if we just weren't sure on the SUP or not, but it was caught in plan review. And so at that point, he's already submitted, under the assumption that both of these are gonna be able to go through. So he's setting up plumbers, he's setting up people to set the forms, the concrete people and such. And so I did recommend a triple fee. After speaking with Mr. Johnson and going back on a little bit of the history on this, I could go either way.
So this is my personal opinion on this, not the commission. and I'm not speaking for the commission. When there's that kind of confusion, it doesn't seem to me that we should hold the property owner responsible for the triple fee. I understand the application for the SUP, I understand that, but my opinion is that we shouldn't hold them responsible for that.
And at this time, then I'm at the same juncture with this.
But Sean, Mr. Chair, so it's your call on the triple fee, right?
Yes, sir, it does come down to
So you can waive that.
unless the commission, if the commission notates a triple fee, I have to follow the commission. So if you guys decide that there's a triple fee, but at this time, and in my judgment, I would not issue a triple fee for this, but it's up to the commission on how you guys would like to proceed with this
Well,
case.
I'm basing it on intent, the
Correct.
plaintiff came on, Speedy's a licensed plumber, and
Yes, sir.
he tried to comply, but he didn't know about all of this, so.
It's the new permitting system. When applications come in, if we don't have a building permit, we return to applicant. Commissioner Fisher and I have gone over some stuff as well, and I'll have the presentation on the new portal. So it's a learning process. And again, Mr. Johnson's been calling me, very forthcoming, coming in, trying to understand, trying to get the SUP going. He had a lot of things in motion at the time. And again, like I said, it has cost him some money, unfortunately, a little bit more than he expected. But he has been trying to do his due diligence to make it right.
Thank you, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Other questions?
All right.
Comments?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else wishes to speak on this case?
Good morning. Please raise your right hand and state your name and address for the record.
My name is Paul Ortega, 1700 South Chaparro.
And do you affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth under penalty of law?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, some of the things that I heard a while ago sound reasonable. I had requested in my letter information from the county so that I could make more informed decisions. I never received a response, so whatever I wrote, out of respect for myself, you'll find some overlapping, but out of respect for myself for having taken the time to prepare, I would like to present what I put together, please. Says a special use permit refers to a use that is not automatically allowed in the zoning district. I don't intend to oppose Mr. and Mrs. Johnston's request for the approval of their permit, but there are always exceptions to exceptions, and I have a request of my own. As Gary Pegg said, lies of omission are every bit as bad as lies of commission. Betrayal doesn't begin with big lies, but with small secrets. This case shows signs of deception. Since the information provided lacks clarity, we have to make conclusions based on limited evidence. Currently, the Johnsons can access Lou Henson Highway from their property and do not need to access Santa Cruz Road. In the future, however, the second dwelling or garage could be sold, rented, or used as a business, for which would require access to a public road. Therefore, I am requesting that if approved, it include a condition that requires the second dwelling have access through the Johnson property to Highway 28, and that plans be updated to reflect this change. Other reasons include this is a request for a special use permit. Any problems that are caused are the responsibility of whomever is requesting it. I would like to point out that every property owner, beginning with the Johnson property on the north and on the west side of the Johnson property, all the way to Carver Road, enters and exits their property through Highway 28. Santa Cruz Road has only one entry and one exit point. Your decision will affect not only the residents that receive letters, but everyone who resides on Santa Cruz Road. Approval without conditions will lead to more traffic and congestions at a very narrow intersection that has no traffic lights, no turning lane, poor lighting, and vehicles traveling at the rate of speed of 45 or excess miles per hour. Santa Cruz Road is about 25 feet wide and in rough condition. Because of its narrow width, numerous conflicts, both verbal and physical, have happened and will likely continue. It doesn't meet county criteria for adoption and probably never will. The road is not maintained by the county. School buses stop at the intersection, children load, unload, and walk home from there. There are no sidewalks. We have no access from our property to the sanctuary development, so the same could be done here. In conclusion, according to section 350-204C, approval may be granted with conditions that are deemed necessary to ensure the purpose and intent are met and to reduce potential harmful effects of the SUP on nearby properties. I hope that you don't suggest that everything is fine when there are issues. If so, then I'm opposed to the request. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions? Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
I oppose any restrictions. I don't, and the reason why I'm going to oppose any restrictions is me no different than anybody else. It's my property. Now, on my plans and what I have approved, I have one very large entry and exit from Highway 28. I don't plan to use Santa Cruz, but I also have another lot on my property. And any decision today may affect that plan moving forward later. I think my casita and the shop, I mean, I am a business owner here in Doña County. I don't run a like my shop is my shop. This is, again, I don't plan on Airbnb in my property or my casita. This isn't a business venture. This is 100%. I'm almost a little offended that there's even the slightest inkling that there's deception in what I've tried to do or what I am, my intent in what I'm doing. Again, thank you guys for your guys' time this morning.
Thank you. Questions, comments from,
I make a motion.
you can make a motion. If there's no more comments.
Mr. Chair, I see Greg there in the audience, and I saw you there on the list of part of the impact area. Do you have any comments? Go ahead, yeah.
Good morning. Please raise your right hand and state your name and address for the record.
Michael Davier. I reside on Dixie Ranch, 4020 North Highway 28.
And do you affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth under penalty of law?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Commissioner. I just wanted to say that we are the largest property owner in San Pablo, with our farm included in that. We have been there for about 120 years at this point, and we support this application. I'm willing to stand for questions.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I make a motion to approve case number SU 25-042 for a special use permit as presented.
And
Can you
Mr. Chair,
just clarify the motion? Are you conditional approval for the case with the triple fee, or are you not?
Not to include the triple fee.
Not assessing the triple fee. Okay, thank you. I was trying to make sure it was clear. Any questions or comments on the motion? Hearing none, call the roll.
Commissioner Uranga,
Yes.
Commissioner Fisher,
Yes.
Commissioner Acosta,
Yes.
Vice Chair Zernia,
yes.
and Chair Zarges.
Yes. Motion is passed. Okay, moving ahead, administrative approvals.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and Commissioners.
Good morning, Janine.
Okay, so for the month of October, we issued 10 new single-family residential permits that are depicted in yellow on the map. And we also issued 4 commercial buildings that are highlighted in blue. 2 of them were hangars at the Doña County Jetport. One was for 15 shipping containers on Highway 9. And then the other commercial was a re-roof in Vado. So in addition to that, we also issued 22 mobile home installation permits, 84 electrical permits, and 50 plumbing permits in October. And we collected $46,600 in permit fees. Any questions?
Questions?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
We got a letter, and
Yes, that was dropped off at the Community Development Office yesterday, and I just distributed them today, so we're not really aware of what it's about.
The letter, I haven't opened it yet, but I know that I've looked at other copies of this. It's a development letter. It's something that we'll need to put onto the agenda down the road. But at this point, anything would be premature, I believe, in discussing this issue.
So is it, I'm just asking, yes or no? Is this an upcoming case? It's from Colquitt?
I believe so. We haven't really have any submittals yet or anything, but it's a major development down south, yes. It's in the works from what I've heard, but they haven't made any submittals.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
I want to say, I'm sorry, Sean, I wasn't here the week you were ready to do your presentation. Could we reschedule that? And hopefully we'll be further along in the completion of the access online.
Yes, ma'am. Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
So it'll be on December 11th. In addition, we have 3 cases as well.
Okay. A long meeting then, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else?
Move to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Are there any objections to that?
Oh, but you have a second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, we're out of here.